Hello and welcome to another edition of Project Moto. I think this week I'm going to take a bit of a rest from the mechanical side of it. I'll probably do some electrics in the next few days too. But what I've decided to do is start to have a look at some of the bodywork and see where we can go with that really. It's actually not that bad. There's a lot of, has obviously been quite a lot of surface rust on this bike at some point. But because it's been so well preserved, it's been in a garage for the last 40 years under a layer of dust. And but the paintwork that Chris put on the bike has actually served very well in protecting the paintwork. It looks like a mixture of maybe a red oxide primer or a grey primer, and then covered in a maroon paint, which is possibly cellulose 40 years ago. So that needs to come off. We'll just flatten it back a bit. I'm not going to take it all the way off. I can't see any point. The paint is stable. It's not gone anywhere for 40 years. It's not rusted through the paint. All I'm going to do by taking all the paint off by shot blasting it, which is what I was going to do initially, is exposing bare metal to potential rust. So we're going to flatten it down, and the modern day acrylics that you buy will sit on top of, you know, any old paint, maybe not oil based, but you know, cellulose based paints. I've done it before, I've never had any problems. Anyway, enough chat, let's get cracking. Big carrot. What's going on here? Oh, there you go. That's nice, isn't it? So the exhaust pipe pieces have arrived. They look absolutely amazing quality, to be fair. No baffles in there then. Yeah, we'll test fit this and see what happens really. But yeah, it's quite exciting, isn't it? Very exciting. So I'm just going to line the exhaust up against the bike roughly to see if it's going to fit and where it's going to fit. That's not a good start. I think it will fit. So that's tight fit. So that's going to fit obviously on this bottom bracket here. Just slide it on. So that's going to go on that bolt there. I'm just going to have to move this inverted footrest, and then if that slides all the way down to there, that's going to be nowhere near that bolt. So does that mean it fits on here? Maybe. Oh. Okay, it looks like we might be getting somewhere. Right, let's see what happens. Look at that. It's almost like it's made for it. Wish I'd put that footrest back on now. Right, how much further we need to go? God, not much further. Just try not to knock the bike over. And that is nearly that. Just like everything else on here, that is loose. I'm going to get a washer to put on there because I don't want to mark that outside of the bracket really. So we'll find a big washer to put on there, shall we? All the way down this time to here, and then I'll slide the bolt through with the washer. Go. Well, it's even long enough to go through the other side. Look at that. Okay, before I do anything this time, I'm just going to do a few checks on the carburetor. Initially, this is the air mixture screw. This is an Amel carburetor. This is the air mixture screw, and it was wound all the way out. So I'm going to wind it all the way in till it seats. This is information off the forum again. So that's just gently seated, and then I'm going to wind it out 1.5 turns, which is a pretty standard carburetor setting, to be honest, for a starting point, and then we'll tune it from there. I'm hoping the carburetor float doesn't stick. This screw here is for the tick over. It basically just lifts the slider up and the needle inside the carburetor, and it holds that open very slightly. So a very crude way of setting your tick over, but that's fine. Okay, I would say that was correct, because although that is just slightly open at the front, on the cylinder side it is in fact fully closed. So that would probably be a better place for me to look when I'm screwing this adjustment screw in, to see when it starts to rise. And I can see there's a tiny little gap under there now. So that's just starting to open. I mean, we can look on this side because we can see that this is, you know, a couple of millimeters, 1/8 of an inch maybe, or 3 millimeters, further open than it was before. So let's give this a go. Let's put it back together as it is. Like I say, that air mixture screw, which is this one here, which we can see better now, I've adjusted, and that is 1.5 turns out. This one. Okay, that's the tickler. That basically, when you push this, let's see if I can focus it better, so you can see this one on the top of the carburetor here, on the top of the float chamber. So this, when you push it down, sinks the float, allows more petrol in, floods the carburetor, which goes straight into the cylinder. So I'm going to be a bit careful with that, because I don't want to flood the bike. I'd rather it, you know, well, I'd rather not flood it, to be honest. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so we'll give this a go, put it back together again, and see how we get on. Adjustments to the carburetor, and we're still getting fuel and everything, and we'll see if we can get it to tick over now, shall we? Everything seems to be set up about right. The pipes are on, looking fabulous. Obviously they're going to come back off again. Let's see how many kicks it takes this time. Some fuel. Is there any fuel? Some fuel. I think it'd be sensible at this point to see if I can take this toolbox off as well. There you go, one mudguard. At first glance it doesn't look too bad. So here's the mudguard that I said I wasn't going to rub back to bare metal. To be fair, there was so much filler in it that I didn't want to be in there. I come from the school of thought where I'd rather have absolute bare minimum of filler in something, and if there's some imperfections in there, then there are. But sometimes people put way too much filler in and then they lose all this shape, so I just want to see if I can get all these shapes correct, and with a bare amount of filler. Like I said, you'll have to see. You let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Hi guys, if you like these videos, and girls, please like and subscribe. It's very important to me. I'm trying to get to that first 1,000 subscribers at the moment. It takes quite a lot of effort to put these videos together. I hope you enjoy them. I enjoy doing them for you, but it takes me 3 times as long. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks. So that's the initial prep done on the rear fender mudguard. I've just put it back on the bike roughly so I can see, make sure I've got the main areas that are obviously going to be visible. You can see how far I've had to go back with it. I've had to file the contours back into the middle of the mudguard to get it straight, because that's a very important line on the bike, especially if I'm not going to have a saddle on it, a rear saddle, which I'm not. Fortunately, the other part of the rear mudguard is remarkable. It's almost like brand new. So I don't know if that's been replaced or if it's just been protected by the rear, by the number plate. I don't know, or if this is, you know, again, Chris has replaced this or made it. Anyway, on we go. To be honest, after a coat of primer, I think that doesn't look too bad at all. You can see, you know, where I've filed along here and contoured this, I've got a nice strong line. And this is where the back seat, is. So this is the top of the mudguard. So I want it to be really neat here. But to be honest, you know, this bit's a bit messy, but a bit of filler in there. This bit, something going on here, which I might have to address. But yeah, a little tiny skim of filler. A tiny skim of filler across here, and I think pretty much that'll be it. You know, a couple of coats of primer, rub down, away we go. So after many hours work, we're probably talking 6 hours work. This is where the stage we're at. This is the most critical section, from here down to here. The rest of it, it's better than it actually looks there, it's a bit dusty. But the rest of it tucks right down behind the toolbox. I've got it as straight as I can, as level as I can, but this centre bar, I want it to be absolutely perfect. And I've taken, there's virtually no filler in here at all, and hopefully you can see that's pretty straight. And also this part of the mudguard, which obviously goes on here, this part here shows, not much of this shows at all. Obviously the edges show, this little bit at the bottom shows, and this bit here. And I've spent like far too much time probably doing behind where the number plate goes, but there you go, that's me all over. So we're at a point now I can put some top coat on it. So I'll do that. I've got some red paint that I'm going to use for a primer, and then we'll put the finish colour on top, which is a little bit controversial maybe. So the side toolbox isn't so bad as some of the other paintwork. I wasn't going to remove all this black, but it's oil based, and I don't think the other paint will lay on top of it. So we'll scrub that off and then primer it and then paint it.